Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we have Ghost Recon on the chopping block, but we don't have breakpoints. Instead, we have Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a story for you. This game I've purchased for over 3 years and it has refused to play on my computer. I've tried many times, the game always constantly crashes, and I finally got it to work today, November 11th, 2021. In fact, I was so shocked when the game started playing, I thought there must have been a glitch in the matrix, because every time I've downloaded this game trying to play it, it dies in the welcome screen or the beginning screen. Once I change my screen settings, it's dead. So I played it on 720 for a bit, and it actually worked at a very trashy resolution. So I tried to go 1080. It worked for a little bit, but it just kept crashing. Perhaps I'll have to live with playing it at 720 resolution, but I think it'll be worth it. Now, why am I playing this particular game right now? Well, my curiosity has gotten the best of me, and sometimes that's a good thing. And I think this was actually a good thing because this game actually rocks. It slaps. A lot of the mechanics that you see in this Ghost Recon game is something that is reminiscent of somewhat of the fast pace that you can see in games like Tom Clancy's The Division, with the cover mechanics, cover to cover shooting, and even an added extra side where you can actually shoot through elements that cannot stop a bullet. That was the one that really did it for me, because you can tell there was a lot of work put into this game. And by the way, this is a 2012 game. And it's interesting to see that even many games today cannot even meet this quality of game that was made over 9 years ago. I'm not really surprised nonetheless, though, if you were to ask me, because I played games in that time frame, in that release window. Remember the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation? I think that is still one of the better generations that we've had. I won't call it a greater generation. I think other generations of games probably have done better because they kind of pioneered what those generations enjoyed. So I'm not going to give that generation too much credit, but I would say it really did expand upon what, say, the Sega, the Nintendo generations had been capable of doing in the past. Now, here's my big challenge. Regardless of all of this, the game has gotten to a point where it wouldn't even boot up. At first, I was able to kind of get the game fired up, and then I could play the game for a few minutes, but the game continues to crash on me. In fact, instantly, once I fire up the game, it dies. I'm going to try my best to try other machines. I have multiple devices that I can use to try to play the game, and whatever device works, I'll be happy to continue the gameplay on there and report to you guys pretty much a lot more of my impressions. But here's one thing that I really do find exciting about a game like this. This game was not afraid to throw you into the mix of things, and the game was not afraid to have a strong narrative behind it. Yes, a lot of the narratives may have a lot of tropes, may have a lot of things that you could call perhaps retconned plots or story arcs that are pretty much similar in almost a lot of military settings. But the truth is, a lot of the military setting games are things that have basically been written in novels and written in books, and that's exactly what we expect to see. The big deal is getting them in a gameplay that's immersive. It's not like we're reading a book all the time about these things. I feel like developers are capable of getting the gameplay experience the right way that would really have the audience enjoy whatever it is that they've made. And I think Ghost Recon Future Soldier is actually a pretty solid game. In fact, some of the other things that I've done is go back and look at some of the reviews of the game at the time that it was released. Surprisingly enough, one of the very interesting things that I found was the reviews were met with a lot of mixed reactions. Some people thought that it was something that didn't necessarily keep a lot of what Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter did, and something that was kind of, in a sense, pay to win because some of the mechanics that were put in the game, and also some of the new systems that had been introduced in terms of trying to log in and all of that stuff, and a lot of people were having a lot of issues. I was also able to pinpoint the fact that some people had had a lot of problems trying to play the game on PC. Now, I think I'm going to reach out to Ubisoft support. I don't know what they're going to do about it, because I was about to buy the deluxe edition thinking that my standard edition was probably the one that had some corrupt files, and perhaps Ubisoft must have done some updates for the deluxe edition, because right now they have the game at a discount, and maybe that could help, but I don't think I really want to invest any further into the game. If the original experience that I'm playing doesn't work, then it needs to be something that they look into. But nonetheless, I don't think I'm going to, in a sense, give up just yet trying to get myself to play this game in its completion. completion because I really do like what I have going on right now, or what they have going on right now in the first 20 to 30 minutes of gameplay. Maybe I'll try my best to locate a copy on Xbox or even on PlayStation to be able to just enjoy and play the game. Now, for PlayStation, you have to, basically have a PlayStation 3 in order to play the game, but with your Xbox Series X, you could just play the game again, which is nice, right? Xbox is just making sure that accessibility is there for older games. But it's very interesting to see that this was the vision of Ghost Recon games, and the vision right now has basically changed and flipped. I wonder what must have happened within Ubisoft's ranks for somebody to be able to say, let's take Ghost Recon, a game that had been set in a very specific world or specific kinds of world, and move it into this massive open world setting that we have today. But I want to hear your thoughts for those of you who've played Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I know the reviews basically alluded to how Advanced Warfighter had some elements that didn't make it into Future Soldier, and there was a lot of mixed reactions in the community, but I want to hear your thoughts. If you played the game at the time it released or years after, how did you see it? How did you take it? If you played the game much recently, what do you think about it compared to the current Ghost Recon games that we have today? Basically Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video. Peace out.